Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Talking TVL. Happy Wednesday. It is the middle of the work week. We have an amazing show for you today, but first, let's rewind our brains back to yesterday. We sat down with Nicole Perkins as she walked us through her new journal, helped and designed to help us de-stress. And I think it's especially great since back to school season is upon us, just an outlet for people to write their feelings and get it all down in a nice, organized way, no questions asked. So without further ado, I've got the video for you. Let's take a look.
When life gets hectic, it can feel impossible to slow down, right? Especially, I think, even during seasons like this, back to school, right? Parents are juggling schedules, teachers balancing new workloads, students adjusting to routines. So good thing this morning we have licensed therapist and author Nicole Perkins here to share how her new guided journal, Calm Within, Journaling Your Way from Anxiety to Peace, is now offering a way to release stress, track your mood, and build daily habits of calm. Nicole, my friend, thank you for this resource. I just want to say, I feel like I've taken a deep breath just you being here. This book is beautiful. We've actually got giant pictures of the inside, which I'll showcase momentarily. But first, I want to chat again. You've been in this line of work now for decades. Talk to me a little bit about what you've since noticed, if there are new trends, just general things you've learned with your clients. We know writing is so powerful. Where did you kind of find this gap to then meet, again, this resource that is now kind of a self-guided journal?
Right. So between sessions, a lot of clients, they would say, well, I don't know what to write. What do I write? I open it up and I just don't know what to say. And so I thought about, well, what about having it a guided journal, kind of giving them a little bit of insight as to how to kind of journal a little bit. So this particular journal is about anxiety. So I give a lot of information about what anxiety is, the symptoms of the anxiety, and then talk about goal setting. And then I actually teach different coping skills within the book. And then you actually have journal pages to actually practice those skills.
So great.
So if somebody perhaps is afraid of therapy, they're kind of anxious about it and not sure if they want to do it, this is a great resource that they could use to see what it kind of looks like and how they can actually go into therapy and feel a little bit better about themselves, as well as individuals who actually may be in therapy and are like, hey, I need something else, when I'm not in session, to actually look at and reference to actually practice their skills. Yeah.
Oh, Nicole, this is so great. It's beautiful on top of that, which I know you said your clients have also commented on. So I want to chat. I'm so grateful. She brought these giant photos of the book inside, so you're not like squinting and seeing what it is on air. But of course, we've got our table of contents here. I want to chat more, though, kind of about some of those prompts. What does kind of a typical journal entry look like, how the book is structured?
Right, yeah. So this here is the sample journal entry page. This is actually inside the book, and basically I'm giving you kind of a little bit of an insight as to how to actually journal. So as you can see at the top, we actually start off with every page, every journal entry has a positive affirmation, and they're all different. And then you can go ahead, there's an anxiety scale there. Now I do explain the anxiety scale, and I actually define each level of it so that you know exactly what it is. And then I talk about how you're feeling. Okay, what's your mood, right? And then we talk about some of the tools that you can use. So every time you go through the book, there's a different coping skill. So if you look at the journal entry page, you'll see that I ask, what skills did you use? Okay, so you can actually decide which skills that you want to use to kind of help with those things. And then for those individuals who actually do like that free thought, there is a reflection page here where you can actually write whatever you'd like. So if you have free thought about what's going on in your life, there's actually that reflection page as well. So it's not only am I guiding you how to actually help with your anxiety, but also you actually have that area to write free thought about. Yes.
Nicole, this is so powerful, and I'm so curious too. Again, we're seeing a closer look again. This is kind of how it starts. Is it this is daily or weekly, or what's kind of the suggested format?
It's actually your personal preference. Okay.
Just when you feel called to write
I get a lot of people that say they feel bad if they don't do it every day. So journaling, it should be something that you do when you want to do it. Okay, because a lot of people start to feel bad. Oh, I didn't do it every day, so I should stop. No. Do whenever you think about it. Do whenever you feel like it.
Sure.
For this particular thing, if you are struggling with anxiety on a daily basis, then by all means use it every day. But if you had a great week and then, I don't know, one day you had a really bad time with anxiety, then you could use it at that time.
So amazing. I'm curious too, again, we know that you've launched it just this past year.
Yes.
And it's such a great resource. What has feedback been already, or just kind of how you've noticed, again, this kind of therapy really work with your clients?
A lot of people really like it because, like I said, they actually are guided through it. And so so if you're struggling with anxiety, like I give you all the information about anxiety, the resources, what it looks like, the symptoms. I also talk about coping skills that you could use. And so people really like that they can actually go at their own pace with it. All right. Also, if people are really concerned about whether or not they understand themselves, this kind of gives them a little bit of guide into that too. So people actually really like it. They actually, because it's more guided. It's not just plain paper and I'm like, okay, now I'll figure out what to write.
Figuring out the blank space. And I think there's something too so poignant, and I'm sure you can attest it in your line of work, tracking our progress, right? Reading back and seeing, wow, how far have I come? How have things changed in my life? Any kind of scientific benefit you can touch on from that perspective.
Yeah, so one thing that is really good, so I always tell people, one thing about anxiety is you have to get to know your personal anxiety. Okay, you have to know what your anxiety looks like, when it is actually happening to you, what that looks like, and then what skills that actually work for you that are going to help reduce that anxiety. So tracking is really, really good, because a part of anxiety is the fear of the unknown.
Yeah,
okay,
1000%.
And so if you actually are tracking and you're understanding yourself, then you actually know what's going on, and you can actually feel better about managing it.
Nicole, you are so wise, talented, gifted. You have a heart of gold to put something like this out here, and I am so excited. I feel like, girl, sign me. I feel like every viewer watching now needs a copy of this, because goodness knows we all deal with stress. Thank you for who you are, what you do.
So much.
Big question now. Again, you're Huntsville based. We want to stress. Tell us where you are. Should people be interested in booking you for a practice, but mainly too where they can get a copy of this book, because this is big.
So you can go on the website. The company is Things My Therapist Says Publishing, and it's www.things-my-therapist.com. Okay, so you can go there and pick up a copy of the book, and you can also reach out to me there as well if you need to reach out to me.
Nicole, thank you for who you are. I'm excited about this. I feel like we need like one per year or something, and track them as the course goes on.
Will be coming soon, so
stay tuned. We'll have you back in for that. Nicole, thank you so much. We
really
appreciate it. Yeah, likewise. Thanks.
Again, that is Miss Nicole with the Calm Within Journal. Head on over to her website, as you saw in that video that I just showed, or Amazon as well, to get your copy of the book. It is great quality. I held it myself, and as you saw, she blew up the pictures, or blew up the pages, so that you could get a closer look at what is in store when you purchase your book. I love a good journal. I love any reason to support my people. So yes, shout out to you, Nicole, and we wish you all the best in all of your endeavors. But moving right along, today on TVL, first up, Robin Drake with the Huntsville chapter of the National Coalition of 100 Black Women is stopping by today to talk about tomorrow's Feminine Hygiene Drive. It's taking place at Dr. Richard Shower's Rec Center, and last year they raised over 23,000 product to give away, but this year they're projecting to give away about 30,000 products, which both numbers shocked my entire brain, first of all. But this is very exciting information. Make sure you listen in today around 11:15 to find out how you can be a part, how you can donate, if not this year, next year, and all of their drives to come. So again, really good initiative. That conversation happening at 11:15. But then we're hopping into the Zoom room with comedian Brad Williams. He is stopping in Huntsville as part of his Growth Spurt tour. Peyton, again, she's talking to him on Zoom to talk about life on tour, life as a father. He has a new hot sauce coming out, and he has made a recent movie appearance. Great fun things. Like I said, we got hot sauce. We're talking his comedy tour, life as a father, and a movie appearance. The man is busy, if I do say so myself. So very excited to talk with Brad this morning around 11:30. And then we will round the show out with the Independent Huntsville. They are an independent cinema that sits right in the heart of Huntsville, and they're dedicated to screening independent films and indie films, which I did not know they existed. So I will be all ears around 11:45, and I hope you all are as well. Today they're coming on to tell us about 5 must-watch films that they're showing at the Independent Huntsville that you should watch. So grab your pen, grab your paper. Join us at 11 a.m. for an all-new episode of Tennessee Valley Living. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you have a great day.